Hello everyone. Thank you for joining me for yet another book review. I'm so happy that you clicked on this video. Hopefully you will watch it all the way till the end. So let's go ahead and get into this book review. The book is called The Love Scribe by Amy Meyerson. And I do not have a physical copy of the book, but I will attach a picture of the cover to this video so you will know what that looks like. So this book has a main character named Alice, and she hasn't had much going on in her life. She lives with her cat and works as an event staff member for a friend of a friend. She is one of those people that you see at events that, carry the wine and the hors d'oeuvres. And Alice's friend Gabby has had a recent breakup, and Alice decides to write a story for Gabby, kind of like a little short story. And after reading the story, Gabby encounters a man that sparks her interest, and they begin a relationship. Now, Gabby also allowed others to read this story, and they too found a companion rather quickly after reading it. Now, Alice has written stories that the readers believed brought them love, okay? And after reading the stories, someone has appeared in the reader's life, and they started a relationship claiming that they were in love. Now, Alice thinks by reading the stories, the readers are able to slow down long enough for the other person to have a way to make their move, or the reader is in a reflective, open, and receptive mood. So the person can make advances and be in a receptive mood to the advances of another person. So Alice doesn't think she has any special powers. However, how she comes up with the stories for the reader is like having an epiphany. A physical zing courses through her, and it brings along images and thoughts, and she can't shake the feeling until all of it comes out on the pages that she writes. An artist does many alterations to their work, however, Alice doesn't. Once the words are on the page, that's it. No editing, no rewriting. Most artists often overthink, spend too much time analyzing and trying to make their creation just so. I believe this is true for authors as well, or anyone with a craft, really. We anguish over how it may or may not be received, which Alice did grapple with. There's a line in the book that says, an artist's job is to create, and an audience's job is to interpret. Now, word of mouth about these writings and the effect it has on the reader's love life have circulated, and Alice becomes inundated with requests for help in obtaining love. Gabby has persuaded Alice to monetize her services. People are willing to pay top dollar for the chance at love. So Alice has had a website created, improves her appearance for a more put together and professional aesthetic, and acquires the services of a local bookbinder named Duncan. Through repetitive contact with the bookbinder, Alice begins to develop feelings for him. Will those feelings develop into something more, or will the relationship stay professional? You know it. You'll have to read the book to find out. There is one request that piqued Alice's interest. Alice is summoned to an estate under the impression that she is being asked to help with a person acquire love. This started a chain of events Alice didn't foresee. Madeline is an elderly woman that lives in the woods and has a strange house. Alice senses Madeline is holding back and doesn't know why. When Madeline asks for her assistance, Alice doesn't know how to assist Madeline if she doesn't open up. And so Alice must crack this mystery and find out why Madeline has requested her assistance. Alice is shocked at what she finds out. And yeah, you guessed it. You'll have to read the book to find out what Alice uncovers. This story will take you on quite the intertwined journey. Okay? So, Madeline's behavior gave me the feeling that, like, maybe she wanted to spend her last days in the company of someone else, or to pass her wisdom on to someone else. So she solicited Alice to come spend time with her. Yeah, you're gonna have to find out. From the descriptions of the house, I got the feeling that the home was somehow magical and there was a greater reason Alice was summoned. I found it very interesting how Madeline's library was set up. It kind of told a bit about what space she was in during different periods of her life based on the books in the library, the secrets held within its walls, and how it related to Alice and her writings was artfully crafted by this author. The story is all about love and what it looks like for an individual. Okay? It shows that love comes in many forms and stages. The book indicates that love can outlive the body. Every story Alice created taught the reader something about themselves and love. An excerpt from the book says, "What is life without love? But you must not confuse the love in the book with love in life. Books can prepare you to love, but they aren't the same as loving." This book can have you questioning what love should look like. On this journey, Alice discovered things about herself and how she has viewed love and relationships. Love is complicated. It does hurt. It can be long-lasting or fleeting. It has many ebbs and flows. Love is something treasured and feared. Another excerpt from the book is, "In love, we find loss. Humor is often laced with sadness. In lies, you'll see truth. In every ending, we can find a beginning." Those that were impacted by Alice's stories were touching as well as shocking. One woman tested her partner time and time again to show he would do anything for her, to show he loved her. And when she realized he indeed loved her and she trusted that love, he was gone. Another relationship was of an unconventional love. There were just as many successes as there were unsuccessful situations. Alice finds herself at a crossroads as to whether she should continue her love scribes or stop because of the potential dangers and possible broken hearts. You'll have to read the book to find out what Alice decides. There are a couple of triggers to mention. There is death mentioned and domestic violence. And I think really those were the only two that struck out for me to mention. If I missed some, I do apologize. But those are the only two that I was like, okay, that's a possible trigger. I don't know if there are any discussion questions in the physical copy of the book because I don't have it. So some topics of discussion can be, what does love look like to you? Do you think love is fleeting or everlasting? Discuss the hazards of matchmaking. Would you allow someone else to have an influence on your love life in the way Alice did? Why or why not? Do you believe in love at first sight, or is that developed over time? Does love hurt? What is acceptable and unacceptable love hurt? Give an example of an unconventional relationship and discuss the pros and cons of it. Discuss if Alice should or shouldn't continue her love scribing. Well, these are just a few to get you started. I've pretty much just scratched the surface of what could be talked about and dissected from this book. There are a lot of food for thought moments in this story. So go ahead, pick it up, read it, and then dive into a good conversation. I did listen to the audiobook version, and it's just over 11 hours long. The narrator, Julia Whelan, I think that's how they might pronounce their last name, did a wonderful job bringing the story to life. This book is classified as a drama, and I would add it's mystery and romance. One last excerpt from the book is, habits are built from patterns that are built from active decisions. If something becomes a habit, it's because you've cultivated it. So this book is filled with dollops of wisdom, as you can see. The author keeps you guessing as to how this delicate but thorny rose of a story unfurls. By the end, you may let out a sigh of understanding, and that is why I gave this book a 10 out of 10. If you have read this book, comment your thoughts. I want to know what you think. I want to know what you might have gotten out of this book. If you haven't read the book, go pick it up and sink into this world of love. You might find some things out, okay? So thank you so much for tuning in. Go ahead, click that like, subscribe, and share. Obviously, leave comments. I welcome them. You may be given a shout out in a future video. Well, that's all for now. And as always, until next time, keep turning the pages, my book